Hey, how's it going? In my last video, I told you about how much I really enjoy this Ibanez AW54CEOPN acoustic-electric guitar, and I stand by that. I think it is one of the best acoustic guitars you can find out there for its price. But I did mention that I do not care a lot for the pickups and the preamp. I think they're a nice little advantage. They're fun to have on there, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. So I thought it would be worth it to make a video showing off how it sounds directly plugged into my audio interface. In this video, I'm going to show off how this acoustic guitar sounds when I'm just using the preamp, which has a 2-band EQ on it, a bass and treble, and then it also has a volume knob and a tuner. But I'm going to be running it, just plugging it directly into my iRig HD2 audio interface. That only has a gain knob, and that's it. I'm just going to show you how it sounds when directly plugged in, and you can give your opinion. Maybe you like it a whole lot more than I do. I still stand by the fact that this is a great acoustic guitar, but I tend to just prefer how it sounds being played on its own as opposed to being recorded, especially when recording it while using just the preamp and the pickups. So let's get this going. So I did just want to keep it kind of brief with those demos. I feel like you're going to be able to get a somewhat decent idea of how it sounds directly plugged in to an audio interface just with those few demos there. I grew pretty frustrated for two reasons. One being that I'm just not the best acoustic guitar player. And two, I really stand by my position that I don't care much for how it sounds plugged directly in when you're just relying on the pickups and the preamp. Again, I've mentioned it before. I think it's fun and nice to have it. I'm sure someone who's much better at recording than I am would be able to do a better job at getting it sounding good. However, I just, bottom line, I don't care a whole lot for how it sounds when plugged into anything. That being said, still think it's an amazing acoustic guitar. For the price, I don't think you can find one that's much better. So that brings me to my last point. I have tons of different instruments and musical gear that I'd love to show off to everyone on YouTube. And the really cool thing about all of them is that none of them have cost me more than $500 individually. I think that we're at a point in time where the music, instrument, and gear market has opened so drastically that there are tons of great options for a range of prices that are available to musicians of all levels, ranging from amateur, beginner, all the way to pro. I don't think musicians have to spend hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars anymore on musical gear. I think that you can do that if you want, and there's tons of obviously great options out there for higher prices. But the point of this channel will be to show off cheaper options, really great cheaper options that can be used by anyone, even if you're pro. And I stand by that. So the overall point will be to just kind of show off all these instruments and all this gear that I have, while bearing in mind that none of it cost me more than $500 individually. I think people should be aware of cheaper options that are out there these days and just how great they are. So I want to show those off with my channel. Thanks.